story comes out, hey, Musk and Vivek are not working out well together. He's going to be leaving DOGE. There's rumors that Musk asked him to leave and they had a falling out and da-da-da-da-da, and there's issues. Anyways, we've read it all. Yesterday on Jesse Waters, Jesse asked him point blank the question, and here's what Vivek had to say. Go for it.
What happened? Well, the reality is I'm pursuing elected office very shortly. We'll have an announcement soon. But, Jesse, things are off to a great start. I think President Trump has proven, look at the actions that he took in that first week, the most pro-merit president I think we've had in a long time. And as for my vision,
no, go back, Rob. You missed the first 5 seconds because he said you made it 3 times Anthony Scaramucci. Oh. Is this the one?
What happened?
No. There's one that says, if you can go to another clip, he starts it off by saying, you made it 3 times Anthony Scaramucci did. Play this clip.
So we're hearing you're leaving DOGE after like 3 Scaramucci's. What happened?
Well, the reality is I'm pursuing elected office very shortly. We'll have an announcement soon. But, Jesse, things are off to a great start. I think President Trump has proven, look at the actions that he took in that first week, the most pro-merit president I think we've had in a long time. And as for my vision grounded in constitutional law and the future of the country, I think it's best pursued through elected office. And I'm confident that they're going to succeed in slashing and burning that federal bureaucracy.
People are saying you didn't get along with Musk. What happened there?
I think that's incorrect. But what I would say is we had different and complementary approaches. I focused more on a constitutional law, legislative-based approach. He focused more on a technology approach, which is the future approach. No better person to lead that technology, digital approach than Elon Musk. But when you're talking about a constitutional revival, it's not just done through the federal government. It's done through federalism, where states also lead the way. So I'll have to be saying more on that very shortly, Jesse.
All right,
but that's
so
Elon
be my next didn't
stop.
Fire you.
No, we had a mutual discussion, and I think that I wish him well, and we're on the same page where divide and conquer. In saving the country, it's not a one-man show from the top down or the bottom up.
You can
it's
pause
all
it right
of
there, Ro. Do you agree with him?
Look, he had that tweet. You know the tweet I'm talking about.
H-1B visa.
H-1. Yeah. And the problem was, and I think the H-1B program has been abused, needs reform, though I support it. But the problem was he said something about how immigrant kids come here and work hard, and kids who are born here are just watching movies and sports. And I was thinking about, like, in India, they have Bollywood and cricket. I mean, the criticisms just seemed off base. Actually, American students compete very, very well in math and science internationally. Our top students do. So I think that tweet really rubbed people the wrong way. And in my view, is probably part of the reason he's being
Okay, so you
leave.
think that's the reason why, and then you think Musk is like, we got to step away, we're moving on?
Look, Musk, I think...
because they were on the same page about the H-1B visa, so it's not like they were not on the same page.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Musk. I think he got a lot of backlash from a lot of people in the in the MAGA base. But Musk, Musk also, I don't know how many things he's co-led in his life. So it doesn't surprise me that he wants to call the shots.
But is it Musk that would have fired him? It would have been Trump, right? At the end of the day, the buck stops with Trump.
My sense is that tweet, really, I mean, it got like 80 million views. Yeah. A lot of the people, and it was wrong. I mean, I think he should have just said I misspoke about that tweet because, look, this is the greatest country. Here, imagine if you have lived in this country, you've got your parents, grandparents, scaled the cliffs of Normandy, fought Nazism, fought the Cold War, built the coal, built the steel, and then you have someone who's the son of immigrants saying, you know what, the immigrants really know how to do everything, and everyone who was born here, they're just doing music and athletics, and you say that's kind of ignorant, I mean, look at all the people who sacrificed blood to build America. I mean, who came up with all of the inventions of getting someone to the moon and inventing the drones and inventing GPS? And
but respectfully, I didn't process it that way at all. I don't think he was talking about the greatest generation or the baby boomers. I thought he was talking about Gen Z. I thought he was talking about the younger generation because there's a clear schism between what was and what is. So I actually wasn't offended. I mean, if you're looking at just engineers, if you're trying to produce engineers, clearly India is doing better. But if you're looking for well-rounded individuals, which he is, obviously America's the place to be. So I wasn't offended at all, and I'm straight up American, man. So I don't know. I mean, you had a great conversation with Will Cain about this very topic, PBD. How are you processing what happened?
No, I think in this next part, when you hire a bunch of number ones, this is what happens. It's just what happens. When you hire folks who are used to being 2s and 3s and 4s, they make better hires than when you hire a bunch of 1s. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy thing to put a bunch of 1s in the room and say, go get along. It's going to be tough. So I'm not surprised that this happened. Him and Anthony Scaramucci, very big difference between the two of them. Anthony, the one part that if you think the common thread would work in under Trump, the same thing Trump is attracted to ends up not working well with him. He's attracted to strong personalities. Yeah. But those strong personalities, when they come in and they push too much, it's like, hey, listen, 40 laws of power, law number 1. Keep that in mind. You ain't bigger than the group right now, right? Yeah. Pump the brakes. You have a role to play. Do you want to play it? You said yes, but it's not about you thinking it's about you, right? And that's kind of tough to do. And Vivek has been a 1 for his entire life. Vivek went to college making $15 million. Jeez. While he's at college dorms he's in college making $15 million. Vivek's done very well for himself, and he's won, valedictorian, given a speech when he's 18 years old. He's done very well, but he went in it where he's definitely 2 to Trump. He's definitely a 2 to Musk. Who is he a number 1 to? He has to go earn those stripes. Right. And the one he could have been was a VP, and Trump didn't pick him as a VP. Yeah. If he would have pick him as a VP, it'd be a different thing, but here, you know what we forget? Here's what we forget. Rob, can you pull out what's Vivek's age? Vivek Ramaswamy's age. I think he's 40, now 40, if not 39 years old. He'll be 40 in August, okay?
What a beast.
This is a young talent. Mm-hmm. He ain't going away. So he goes to Ohio. He announces he's going to be governor. Okay. They did a poll who they want to be governor when he was here last. If you remember, he was 42, 45%. He's going to become the governor of Ohio. He'll do that for, 4-8 years. He knows the next turn's not going to be him. It's going to be J.D. Vance ahead of him, although he'll run probably against him as a governor. And then they're going to find a way because, remember, we forget, Trump in 2020, the reason why Trump is killing it today, literally, is because he learned from his mistakes in 2020. In 2020, when he campaigned, it's a very different campaign than 2024. 2020, it's their fault, it's this, it's that, they cheated, they did this, it's unfair. And that level of energy in 40 laws of power versus force, it's low. But then 2024, he campaigned in a very different way, and now he knows where all the bodies are buried and all that stuff. Trust me, Vivek had a crash course on what happens in politics when you deal with a bunch of players, and he's going to come out, and a guy like that who's a student, prolific, is going to come out and be able to come out of it. We'll forget about this within a month or 2 months. You'll see how it's going to happen. Literally, this is going to be forgotten about, and they're going to move on, and no one's ever going to bring it up.
Can I ask you a quick question? By the way, you saw what happened with Susie Wiles. She kind of basically...
Well, I want to go to her next.
Yeah, okay, you want to go there? I just have a quick question for you. Indian American, right? Vivek. Also, I believe Kamala Harris. If you had to vote for the first Indian American president, would you have voted for Vivek or Kamala Harris? I'm going to hold you to an answer, sir.
Look, I'm a Democrat, so I would have voted for Kamala, but I like Vivek.
So you like making poor decisions?
I like Vivek. We debated each other in New Hampshire when he was running, and I think he ran a great race. I think I admire that he's proud of his faith while running and stood up for that. I think he's a very talented guy. We don't agree on things, but I agree with you that he's probably the front runner into the Ohio race, and he's going to have a future.
He's not going away. Yeah, he's not going away. And again, he stood on his own, which means he's going to go through the phase of being lonely for 4-6 years. Then they're going to say, okay, we got to respect them. Yep. And that lonely part, most people don't have the brass to go through. It's very hard to go through that part where it's like, who the F are you? Who do you think you are? Then they're like, okay, this guy's legit. But it's going to take about 4 years, unfortunately. And fortunately, he needs to do that. We raised $108,000. We send the money already to California. We've sent, I think, 6 families $5,000 apiece that me and Vinny individually called, FaceTimed, and we spoke to them. The stories are, I wish we raised $50 million to send the money out there, but we only did $108,000 of sale that they would merge. We are still calling families. If you have anybody that's gone through something, send me directly a Manek with your phone number and their phone number. Tell me as much detail as possible. We're FaceTiming people and just let them know that we're sending money over their way. And then the money is getting sent out. Once we give the details to the individuals, money gets sent out to their account. You can connect any one of us. You send it to Adam, to Vinny, to me, to Tom, it's going to end up coming back to me anyway. So whatever guys that you send this to, they'll send it to me. We'll make the phone calls. I think today's the last day we're doing it to send the money out to the folks in California. They're still going through it. That's one. Make sure you do that. Number two is on the cigar lounge that a lot of you guys have been wanting to be a member of. We have had our manager now there for the last, I think, 90 days or so. The place is looking amazing. We're going to launch it in the month of March, but you know it's a private cigar lounge. So for those of you that are in South Florida and you want to find out how to become a member, text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. Again, text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. One of our representatives will get a hold of you in the month of February to tell you all about it, but make sure you text the word cigar to 310-340-1132. We're opening up the comedy club, the cigar lounge, to 2 bars. We got the liquor license. We got the whole thing. We'll be opening up here soon. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.